Hey, it's the Film Brother. And today we're going to talk about the actual day of the shoot and the prepping of the shoot. Alright, so first thing is, do you have everything ready? And the way to make sure is, first thing, the people. You need bodies. Okay, if you're doing a regular movie with people. Okay, we're not talking about animation, just regular movies, okay, with people. I'm not saying animation is not regular, but you know what I mean. But the best thing to do is have everybody at least a week before time prep. Meaning that you want to make sure people have a week in advance to know that you want to film that day. And try to make it early in the morning, maybe early in the afternoon too, because people want to do things during the day and you want to be there all day long, if you can. If you can, then cool, you know, that's great. But I'm just trying to be realistic because it happened to us in a lot of situations. So, first thing is, when you prep the people, or you give people a week in advance, call them like every other day or every 2 days to the day before, just to make sure they can do it. And with that, on your end, on your side, make sure if you have any props that you want to do, have it. Any kind of preparations you need to do or things you thought of, make sure it's like done the week before. Because if something pops up and you want to add something, you can without you scrambling to try to find, okay, how do I get this? And oh man, I don't have the money or something. So, but do keep it simple, because this is an amateur movie and we just want to keep things simple, excuse me. So, now, the day of the shoot is the deal. Now, this is how you want to think of it. The day of the shoot, make sure everybody's together, make sure everyone is there, alright? And, even if people are not there, you can start filming. The people who are going to be, say, in 2 scenes, 2, 3 scenes, something like that, make sure you can pretty much get their scenes out the way. That's how you want to prep it. You want to make sure that the people who are going to be there, maybe in 2 or 3 scenes in the movie, you can get those 2 or 3 scenes done that day. And that's how we used to do it. Even if you have to do like maybe a big part of the day, get those scenes out the way, because then you don't have to worry about them anymore. You can always splice that later in editing. Now, the person who's going to be there through the whole movie, whatever, try to get as much of those scenes out the way, okay? And like I told you in the last video, make sure your script or your idea is placed where you're the star, you can always be there, and the people who you count on can be there. But try to make it where all those scenes can be done pretty much quickly and in one spot. The long scenes, the scenes you really need to take time for, and it may take a couple of days, those will be your scenes because you're the star. So you want to keep that in mind, okay? Now, during the process of the shoot, do keep in mind this. If you have more than likely you maybe have this one camera. If you have 2 cameras, cool. But we're looking at like one cameras. Make sure it's not the same shot. Make sure it's in the same area. Unless you want to do that same particular scene or shot again. But if you want to continue the scene or move, make sure it's always in a different area. If you're doing the over the shoulder, fine. You want to kind of get those lines out the way. You can always splice them in editing, and then vice versa. But if you're doing, say, an action shot, or you're doing a movement shot, someone in the street moving or a car moving by, make sure you get all kinds of different shots that day. Alright, of every situation, because you never know how your mood is going to be during editing. Those are one things you're going to have to keep in mind. Is your mood will change over time, and keeping that in mind, you want to give yourself as much flexibility, as much options when you edit. So during the filming process, you want to get as much shots, different angles as you can, because you never know what's going to happen later on when you decide, hey, I should do this. Well, it looks kind of cool. Let me put this here. And when someone makes a mistake, when bloopers happen, because they do, and a lot of times they're fun, definitely keep those. Bloopers are fun, and they keep everything lively. Do not stop the scene. Do not stop the shot if someone makes a mistake. That's one thing you want to tell your actors, and you want to tell the people who are with you. If you're doing something and you make a mistake, just keep rolling with it until the scene is done. Because we have so many shots that I know I've done and people I know done, and we'll look at a shot and I'll stop right in the middle, saying, oh, I just can't feel it. I'm just not feeling it, And then when I look at the editing and I look at the dailies, I'm like, oh my God, I was looking so good. You just don't know. So keep that in mind. make sure finish the shot. If someone has a nick in the knee, tell them, listen, cry later. You know, pain is later. Get the shot first. Finish it, and then worry about later. Okay? So, I hope this helped you a little bit on the day of the shoot to kind of get you going. You know, getting this movie going. And I'm going to make some more videos, as you know. And the next video is probably going to be about just more in depth about shooting styles, shooting ways. Okay? But I just want to make this conversation just to kind of prep you to make sure that you're on the right path to have a fun day, a fun film day, and everybody can enjoy the moment. All right, so I'll see you guys soon, and see you in the movies. Bye.